Hello everyone, welcome to another segment here at Kilimo Faida TV, a place where we explore, learn and then learn more about crops, agriculture, harvesting and above all, marketing for these produced products. I am your host, Margaret Sheshe, and today in the house we are privileged to have the CEO himself of Faida Max Media with us. How are you, sir?
Very fine.
You're fine?
Karibu sana.
Yes, you're looking good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, the sun, with the sun, we're glowing with the sun.
It's 2024.
And so, you know, with the scorching sun and the temperatures are so hot, but you see in this country currently the temperatures in the pockets are much hotter. What about your side of your school?
Actually, for us, it's an opportunity because that's when we are harvesting whatever we planted with El Nino. At the same time, we are preparing land for a new season. And it's a survival for the fittest. When it becomes harder, we work harder so that we can actually be able to get the best out of every season.
Thank you so much. And to our viewers, this and much more to our segment. Welcome back. As we all know that agriculture is the backbone of this country and it is a key element in the economy of this country, giving up to 33% of the GDP of this country. And Kenya itself has been growing in its population from 1970, that is 11 million, to 39.5 million in 2011, and the population seems to be growing even more. And this population needs to be fed, and that is why we have all been in agriculture. But today we want to explore another aspect of agriculture. Do we continue doing it just as a culture because we want food, or do we want to do it as a business, that is agribusiness? And we have today in the house the CEO, like I said earlier, the CEO of Faida Max Media. And you're welcome, sir. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, and so you tell us your name and who are you? Yes, you are the CEO. Tell us more about this Faida Max Media.
So I'm Bernard Kimali, CEO of Faida Max Media. I'm also a farmer. I'm practicing agribusiness. And the main business of Faida Max is to offer people the information they need. We know that the world is going very fast, the economy is moving very fast. So anytime we miss something small, we might feel ourselves left. Then Faida Max fills that gap.
That is okay. And so directly to today's question, we are talking about agriculture as a culture and agriculture as a business. To you, what do you understand by agriculture and agribusiness?
With a basic definition, agriculture is the science of the practice of farming or the art of farming, whereas agribusiness is the commercialization of agriculture. So that's the basic definition. So you see, for agriculture, that's a culture. So you don't need to plan anything, you just need to do it because it's done.
Because it's done.
But for agribusiness, like anyone who is doing maybe in tech or maybe in construction, they do their planning, they know what they are set to benefit with. That's how agribusiness works. And it's a wide.
Thank you so much. So you have mentioned that you are also a farmer. Now that you are a farmer, do you want, or are you venturing into agriculture just as a culture, or are you doing agriculture as a business, that is agribusiness?
So it always starts somewhere, and I think that's why so many farmers have been pulling back. I'll refer back to 2020 when I decided to venture into agriculture, and to the definition, I did it as a culture. You know, as a culture is something that is not organized, or if it is organized, it has strict principles. How you found it being done, you don't have to change it. And my first investment was 4 acres of beans. I did the long timing, the long variety at that time, and I got total loss, total shock down. So because that was a culture. Now I had to go back and learn. What was I supposed to do? Like any other young man looking for a job, looking for a starter, that's where I learned, like, this is not a culture. You need to do this as a business. And it's really awesome because every day I'm learning. That's why I'm also taking an opportunity to enlighten others.
So as agriculture as a business to you, it has worked for you. And maybe just to ask about that farm that you've talked about, the 4-acre farm. After you started doing it different, what can you say about the yields?
So what's agribusiness? Because so many people are interested to join agriculture. Because agriculture is, we would say, it's the mother of everything. Where do one start? You know, agribusiness encompasses production, processing. In processing, that's where we find all about validation. So it has so many players. Today, maybe at times we're encouraging young people to go into agriculture without specifying where. And then, because of the attitudes, people will feel like agriculture is not my place.
Yes.
But if they understand what is agribusiness, that's when they will realize anyone in transport that is related to agriculture will be doing the transportation is actually in agribusiness. Someone who is working in the companies which are doing maybe crop nutrition and protection, that's agrochemicals, in agriculture. Those people who are doing the value adding of our milk to yogurt, they're in agriculture. That farmer who is in the farm is doing production. So for any business, you have to understand their losses and their profits. So that's what I first understood. Their profits and their losses. And what will help you know if you're getting profit or loss? Number one is a plan. Number two, you want to know how much did I spend. So the aspect of record keeping comes in. The other thing, if today I'm doing maybe I'm planting 4 acres of beans, which variety does it work well where I'm doing it? Where will I sell the market of that product? So those are some of the things that I learned along the process. And I realized probably I will do an acre which is more profitable than 4 acres.
4 acres.
One acre in agribusiness other than 4 or 10 acres in agriculture, where I just do things kienyeji.
Okay, and now maybe we go directly to the subject matter of today's segment. What are the importance of doing agriculture, not just as a culture, but as a business?
Dating back to pre-independence times, when the whites were scrabbling for our land, they were doing it as a business. So that's why when they came, they selected the best pieces of land in the highlands.
Yes, sure.
Because they already had a plan. What they needed was raw materials. From the raw materials, they knew where it was supposed to be processed. When you see the story of the transatlantic trade, they were picking tobacco from US, taking it to UK, processing it as a British tobacco, and then coming to sell it. So they knew where are the raw materials coming from, where are we processing it, where are we going to sell it. So today, maybe what has dragged maybe we as a country behind, it's practicing it as a culture. So when we as Kenyans we were left with agriculture, we just did it subsistently. And it just listened to that people have embraced the agribusiness aspect. They have embraced mechanization. So when we plant these crops, we know where we are selling. Initially, we've just been planting for consumption. The moment you have surplus, we feel that's when we are supposed to take it to the market. And right now, you plant what you know. I know where this is going. This is the amount I'm spending. This is the amount of income I'm going to get. And that way, we even be able to pull more players in the sector. And that's where the growth comes in.
Yeah, in this country, in this country, agriculture has given more than 40% of the population employment. And with the current economic situation, what can you tell farmers? What can you tell farmers about now agriculture regarding to the situation in the country economically?
The reality is, agriculture is one of the living careers, or like the living sectors of any economy. It's the beginning. When man was created, the first thing was given is agriculture. You have to produce food. You see, the population is not going down. Population is going up. Cities are are coming up, people are urbanizing, so more people are in need of food. So what I can tell farmers, it's time now to practice agribusiness, know the trends, manage the agricultural business wisely, and do the right timing. You know, when are you planting? And that's where the aspect of the agronomists come in. And remember, we can also not narrow it down to production alone. We also have to encourage people that we have the money, we have to invest in the current maybe technologies. We are seeing every now and then cooperatives coming up, the daily cooperative coming up. They're being given the coolers. We are having more processing plants like yogurt processing plants. We have like avocado value addition, mayonnaise, and all that. So it's time to now create more of an ecosystem of self-reliance, where we can say whatever we plant in Kenya, we produce in Kenya, we can value add, we can get foreign income from it, we can be able to store it, and that way we are going to even employ more people and create more job opportunities. Because if we do it primarily for production or just the raw materials, then we'll never go to industrialization, which means the job is limited to production. But we need to see ourselves coming up very well in processing the raw materials and being able to value add whatever you're producing.
Thank you so much for that insight about why we should venture more in agriculture as a business. And also to our viewers, you can continue giving us your comments in the comment section. We'll really appreciate and read them and also look at them. And so, Mr. CEO, maybe you give us your parting shot about this subject matter.
What I will say, it does like we have just opened the read. There is a lot and a lot that we need to do. So, and then maybe that's why I would welcome them to be more engaged with this show, to be more engaged with this Kilimo Faida TV, because people are making a lot of money in agribusiness, and some people are losing a lot of money in agribusiness. People are getting frustrated, so they need to know how to do it right, and that's why you have to make the conversation much louder, so that we don't just call people into agriculture, they get frustrated, and then even if we have, or maybe we station the best industries to value add our product, but we cannot get enough raw materials, still will collapse. It won't grow. Currently the government is giving subsidized fertilizer. Unless now we really offer all this information in the right way, will not actually come out. So I wish that this conversation can, because we still have people with more maybe valid or maybe various experiences, and once we bring it together, it can start with we young people, and it will be a very big conversation.
Thank you so much, Mr. CEO. And so, talking about us venturing more in agriculture as a business and not just as a culture, it does not mean that this type of agriculture does not have its cons and pros. And so, in our next segment, we ask you, dear viewers, to really join us, because we'll be talking more about what are the challenges and what are the benefits, and how can one just involve themselves as young farmers or these other farmers who are growing not just in a culture but in a business. Remember, this is Kilimo Faida TV, and we are on all social media pages. You can find us on YouTube, on Facebook, and all the other social media platforms at Kilimo Faida TV. Be blessed. Bye.